My name is Jennifer Mayo, and I am the Science TOSA teacher on special assignment for Portland Public Schools. Portland Public Schools is the largest school district in Oregon. We have close to 50,000 students, and so I support teachers in science education, primarily in grades K through 8. You name it, if it's about science and it's in the district, the TOSAs have a hand on it. Oh, I would definitely recommend the on-the-farm experience to individuals in any content area. My expectations were far more than met. It allowed me to interact with just a whole different diverse group of educators who I would never have had the opportunity to interact with, but who I would definitely seek out in the future. It's a tricky space, beef and me. My perception about what is going on here in Oregon locally in the beef industry, it has definitely changed to be one of more informed. So if I were to explain the experience to one of my new colleagues, you're going to meet some incredible people and you get a totally different perspective on your state, a totally different perspective on how we might engage students and teachers with STEM concepts, and a whole different perspective on how you interact with food. Another one of the truly striking things to me was the way that we were welcomed onto all the properties that we visited, and the true earnestness of the mission of the farmers and ranchers, which to a T was like, we are feeding the world. That's an incredibly important drive and mission. Prior to this experience, I would have never thought of using hands-on STEM connected to agriculture. But now, through this experience, I feel like there are just some immediate applications that we can tie it back to our own place and to our own earth in a way that exposes students to phenomenon that could then lead to learning through experiences with agriculture, farming, or ranching. One of the hallmarks of the next generation science standards is that it's based in phenomenon. And for us in Portland Public Schools, keeping those phenomenon local and immediate are really important. So an experience like on the farm helps to grow our bank of local phenomenon. There's so many aspects of on the farm that I want to be able to bring to teachers and students. I think it's our job as educators to figure out what is engaging and interesting to students. And so that means presenting a variety of entry points. And that's one of the things that I find interesting about the phenomenon idea with the next generation science standards, is that it's now our obligation to move beyond like, oh, I think this is good for kids, to they need to be exposed to many different entry points. We interact with farmers every day because we wear clothes and we eat food. And that idea of how do we get our clothes, or where does our food come from, is immediately relevant to all students at all grades. Kind of all of us are so disconnected from where things come from. The idea for a student, that their pair of jeans was once a plant, that's a pretty crazy idea to get your head around. So introducing NGSS phenomenon, such as this plant is now like this pair of jeans, it's incredible. Like, I can't wait to try that with students, or in this curriculum writing phase that we are, to put that in front of teachers and say, well, how about this as a phenomenon? Having had the experience with the On the Farm group gives me a whole new set of open resources to share with our teams. In my experience, it seems that there are many relatable performance expectations in the next generation science standards that can connect to on the farm concepts. So as we are developing our materials, there's definitely the possibility that that will be a go-to place or incorporated into the offerings that we present to teachers.